My wife cheated. Even now, saying those words out loud feels like spitting poison. You never expect the person you built your life around to betray you. But I guess that's the thing about betrayal. It comes from those you trusted the most. I found out on a Tuesday evening. I came home early, thinking I'd surprise her with dinner. Instead, it was me who got surprised. Her phone was buzzing on the kitchen counter. I glanced at it without thinking. The preview of the message lit up my world like a match to gasoline. Last night was unforgettable. I can still smell your perfume. I froze. For a long moment, I just stood there, staring at the words. My hands went cold. My chest felt like it caved in. When she came out of the shower, humming like nothing was wrong, I looked her in the eyes and said one word, "I know." Her face drained of color, but instead of guilt, she gave me detachment. "I'm sorry," she whispered, "but I don't love you anymore." 10 years gone, just like that. I packed a bag and left. I couldn't stand another second in that house. The only place I could think to go was my best friend Ryan's. Ryan didn't ask questions when I showed up at his door with a duffel bag and a broken heart. He just opened the door and said, "You can stay as long as you need." But what I didn't expect was who else would be there. His sister, Emily. She'd always been around, a few years younger than us. Kind, but sharp, with a gaze that seemed to cut through the noise. That first night, I barely slept. I sat in the guest room staring at the ceiling, replaying every lie, every fake smile from my wife. I wanted revenge, but I didn't know how. The next morning, "Hi." Emily knocked on the door. "Breakfast," she said, her tone calm, almost commanding. At the table, she studied me quietly before finally saying, "She doesn't deserve your silence." "What do you mean?" I asked, my voice low. Emily leaned forward. "Because your silence protects her. And she's not just guilty of cheating, she's guilty of something worse." My blood ran cold. "What are you talking about?" That's when she told me the secret. Emily had seen my wife before, not just with the man she was cheating on me with, but with several others. She had been careless, parading around in places she thought no one would recognize her. Emily had kept it to herself for months, but now that I was sitting there, broken, she couldn't hold it anymore. "She's been lying to you for over a year," Emily said softly. "You think it's one guy? Number. She's been living a double life." The rage that hit me was like nothing I'd ever felt. My wife hadn't just betrayed me once. She had been humiliating me, making me the fool for over a year. That was the moment my pain turned into something else. Revenge. Over the next few days, I stayed at Ryan's place, but Emily and I talked more and more. She knew things about my wife, places she went, the people she saw. She gave me the kind of clarity I'd been desperate for. And with every detail, my plan grew sharper. I wasn't going to scream. I wasn't going to beg. I wasn't going to crumble in front of her. No, I was going to take everything she valued and leave her with nothing but regret. Step 1 was exposure. Emily helped me gather proof. Photos, times, places. With Ryan's help, I compiled it all neatly into a folder. Then I sent it, not to my wife, but to everyone who mattered to her. Her family, her friends, even her boss. The image of her carefully curated life shattered overnight. Step 2 was freedom. She thought she could keep the house, the savings, the life we'd built together. But I had already spoken to a lawyer, and with Emily's testimony and the evidence I had, the divorce tipped in my favor. By the time the dust settled, the house was mine to sell. The accounts were divided, and she was left scrambling. Step 3, that was personal. See, my wife thought I was broken beyond repair. She thought she could walk away, leaving me in pieces. But Emily had been there, reminding me every day that I wasn't weak. That betrayal doesn't make you worthless. It makes you sharper. One night, after weeks of planning, Emily and I sat outside on the porch. The air was cool, the stars above us quiet witnesses. "You've got everything lined up," she said. "Are you ready for what comes after?" I nodded slowly. I'm ready to let her watch me rise. And that's exactly what I did. When the divorce was finalized, my wife tried to call me, sobbing, begging for a second chance. I didn't even hesitate. "No," I said firmly. "You had your chance. You chose your games. Now you live with them." For the first time, I felt free. And Emily? She didn't just give me the truth. She gave me strength. She reminded me that revenge isn't about destroying someone else. It's about rebuilding yourself so high they can't reach you anymore. My wife cheated, and I crashed at my friend's house. His sister told me a secret that changed everything. That secret fueled my fire, sharpened my will, and gave me the weapon I needed. The truth. She thought betrayal would break me, but it only made me stronger. And the sweetest revenge? Living a life so full, so fearless, that she'll spend the rest of her days wondering what could have been if she hadn't thrown it all away. Because in the end, betrayal cuts deep, but the one holding the knife doesn't always walk away the winner.